The next nakshatra is called Kritikka, and this is the nakshatra that goes between Aries and Taurus, and it starts at 2640 2640 Aries, and goes to 959 Taurus. This is where the moon is at its highest exaltation at very early Taurus. Now, this nakshatra of Kritikka is literally the Pleiades in the sky. When we look up in the sky and we see the Pleiades, that's Kritikka. And it's related to the god Agni, who's the god of fire, sacrificial fire. Now, the Pleiades cluster is literally a cluster of hot young stars that have just been born. And Kritikka is also very similar to the name Kartikeya, which is one of the names of Mars. Again, and Mars is also related to fire. There's a lot of interesting stories and intersecting myths around Kritikka, Mars, the Kritikkas, Agni, Kartikeya, this whole kind of interesting mythology that has to do with fire and enthusiasm and purification. And these are all very poignant themes in Kritikka Nakshatra. Again, it's where Aries becomes Taurus, where the fire goes into the earth. And it's very much analogous to the fire pit, like a Vedic fire pit, which is literally a fire encased in earth, because you set up these bricks to hold the fire, and then you offer oblations into the fire to purify your karma. Again, the god here is Agni. Now, in the Rig Veda, in the Vedas, Agni was like the most celebrated of all of the deities. Indra and Agni, but more verses were to Agni than any other. He's the one who purifies our heart, purifies our intention. A Vedic ceremony, a Vedic fire ceremony, if you've never been, you take and you offer things into the fire, and you're really offering your impurities, and you're offering them to be burnt up in the fire pit of truth. This is, again, an external display that is meant to evoke the internal puja, the internal worship of offering your impurities into the fire of consciousness. Again, we do an external show in order to evoke an internal transformation. Everything, every puja, every time you see a priest, the Vedic priest, for instance, pouring milk over a deity or offering something, this is simply meant to be an external representation of the internal purification, the internal bathing of the deity, the internal offering of the seeds of impurity into the truth of fire. And this is all about Agni, and this is what this nakshatra is about. It's a very powerful nakshatra. And again, we offer seeds often because seeds have to do with karma. Karma is a seed in the mind, and that seed can grow and take root and go deeper into the mind, and root deeper into the mind and have more attachment, just like roots are attached to the earth. Or we can burn those seeds up. And there's all these analogies in the Vedas about burning up the seeds of karma. If you burn the seed, it doesn't grow into a tree, into a tree of karma, this mighty tree of karma, right? We burn the seeds up. So this is a very powerful metaphor of Kritikka Nakshatra, and it's very much symbolized by a pujari, someone doing a puja, someone doing a fire ceremony. And so it's where Aries becomes Taurus, where the fire and drive of Aries becomes the connection and the warmth and the beauty of Taurus. And the god is Agni, he of the sacred fire, who purifies our intention. When we offer fire, when we offer something into the fire, Agni eats it, turns it into smoke, and then the smoke goes up into heaven. So Agni is the god who takes our intentions up to heaven externally. Internally, when we make that sacrifice to the inner fire. It's the inner fire that rises up. Fire rises. It rises up. You can't, even if you turn fire upside down, the flame still goes up. So fire is always rising into the higher dimensions. So when we do meditation and we burn our karma in the fire pit of truth, it rises to the top. This is why Agni is the powerful god of fire, and the nakshatra of Kritikka is his domain.